Chapter 1, American Government and Civic Engagement, Short Notes and Summary from American Government 3E. Introduction. Since its founding, the United States has relied on citizen participation at local, state, and national levels to keep representative democracy alive. Civic engagement ensures that government serves the people and evolves in response to public needs. Key themes introduced: the struggle for voting rights from the Revolutionary era through the 20th century, the purpose of political engagement in making government accountable, core questions: what is government, who governs, how do citizens engage? 1.1 What is government? Learning objectives: explain what government is and what it does. Identify the type of government in the United States and compare it to other forms. Defining government: government organizes society and allocates authority to achieve collective goals. Common goals include economic prosperity, national security, and citizens' well-being. Government provides benefits like education, healthcare, and transportation infrastructure. Politics is the process of gaining and exercising control within government to set and divide resources. Next, finding a middle ground, fishing regulations, common goods, example fish populations are rivalrous and non-excludable. Sustainability requires balancing environmental limits and economic livelihoods. Stakeholders: environmental scientists, politicians, commercial fishers, local communities. Regulations set by scientists, managers, and interest groups to prevent overfishing. Different types of government: democracy, power rests with the people; direct democracy, citizens vote on laws themselves, example ancient Athens, New England town meetings; representative democracy, republic, citizens elect officials to make laws on their behalf, example US, monarchy. 1. Usually hereditary, ruler holds political power, absolute versus constitutional; oligarchy, small elite group controls government, example one party communist states; totalitarianism, government wields total control over citizens' lives, example North Korea. 1.2 Who governs? Elitism, pluralism, and trade-offs. Learning objective: describe the pluralism elitism debate and explain the trade-offs perspective. Elitism versus pluralism. Elite theory: political power concentrates among wealthy, well-educated, interconnected elites. Decision makers serve their own economic and social interest. Next, pluralist theory: power is dispersed among thousands of interest groups. Competition among groups shapes public policy from the ground up. Next, the trade-offs perspective: real-world policy results from compromises among elites, interest groups, and voters. Examples of trade-offs: federal versus state power, example pandemic mandates; security versus individual liberty, example surveillance versus free speech; gun rights versus public safety, background checks, buffer zones. Legislative outcomes often reflect bargaining among competing priorities. Next, 1.3 Engagement in a democracy. Learning objectives: explain why citizen engagement matters, identify main ways Americans influence government, discuss factors affecting willingness to engage. Why get involved? Civic engagement connects citizens to decision making. Even small acts, voting, writing letters, influence policy and leadership. Historical examples: abolition, women's suffrage, civil rights, LGBTQ+ rights. Next, pathways to engagement. Individual actions: stay informed through reputable news sources, write or email representatives, vote in local, state, and national elections, sign or start online petitions. Group involvement: join or form political campaigns and interest groups, volunteer in community organizations, example Habitat for Humanity, participate in rallies, demonstrations or civic disobedience. Milestone, votes for 18 years old. Student activism during the Vietnam War led to the 26th Amendment 1971. Voting age lowered from 21 to 18 in federal and state elections. Insider perspective, Ritchie Torres became youngest NYC council member 2013 and first openly gay Bronx representative. Used his role to highlight poor public housing conditions and advocate for reform. Factors of engagement. Higher income and education correlate with greater political participation. Young adults 18 to 29 historically vote and engage at lower rates, though 2020 saw record youth turnout. Intense preferences. Strong, sustained beliefs drive deeper involvement than latent preferences. Partisanship and ideological polarization can both motivate and alienate potential participants. Key terms: common goods, definition, rivalrous, non-excludable resources, example fisheries. Next, public goods, non-rivalrous, non-excludable services funded by government, example national defense, public school. Next, private goods, rivalrous, excludable goods sold in markets, example clothing, housing. Toll goods, definition, rivalrous, excludable but provided by government or requiring payment, example private school. Next, democracy, definition, government in which political power rests with the people. Next, direct democracy, definition, citizens vote directly on laws and policies. Next, representative democracy, citizens elect officials to make decisions on their behalf. Next, elite theory, belief that a small, wealthy group controls government. Next, pluralist theory, belief that many competing interest groups share power. Next, trade-offs perspective, public policy emerges from compromises among varied interests. Next, ideology, set of beliefs and ideals shaping political opinion. Next, partisanship, strong allegiance to a political party. Next, latent preferences, weakly held, unstable beliefs. Next, intense preferences, strongly held, enduring beliefs that drive action. Next, summary. 1.1 What is government? Government organizes authority to meet collective needs, provides public and private goods, regulates common resources, and offers channels for citizens to influence policy. The US model blends representative democracy with a capitalist economy. 1.2 Who governs? Elitism, pluralism, and trade-offs. The elite theory warns of power concentrated, while pluralism highlights the role of competing interest groups. In practice, policy reflects ongoing trade-offs and compromises among diverse actors. 1.3 Engagement in a democracy. Active participation, voting, advocacy, volunteering is vital for democracy. Engagement channels range from individual acts and community service to organized protest. Factors such as age, education, and the intensity of preferences affect how and whether citizens get involved. So friends, we have completed short notes and summary from chapter 1, American Government and Civic Engagement. We will do these question answers in a separate video. If you like the video, kindly like it and share it with your friends. Also subscribe to my channel. We will meet in the next video. Thank you for watching.